So what's going on everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to do a review of Incredible Hulk issue 362 from an overview in this case. That was released on August 15, 1989. So for those of you who don't know how to do these type of videos, pretty simple. I usually go through, let's say, an American comic like this from let's say the 60s all the way to 2011. Or in the case from a more recent review, from more recent release, I go from the period, I take an, let's say, American comic, indie comic, European comic, web comic, or manga from 2011 till present day. And yeah, how I usually break these videos down, we go to who the team is, writer, artist, the whole yin-yang. We tell you the short synopsis. And in case of full-on review, we also give a quick breakdown, but in this case it's way too long to discuss everything. So then we go straight to the final verdict, or to the, let's say, the plus and the minus, the good, bad and the ugly. After which we give a score from, let's say, or final verdict from, let's say, 10 out of 100 till 100 out of 100, with 70 out of 100 being average. And that's not all. I'll also be using the League of Comics Geeks to give you the thoughts of other readers. And yeah, give some opinions of what, yeah, of other reviewers, people who read this particular comic. Of course, might be some things you might disagree with me about. That's the case, no problem, totally fine. But let's try to keep it civil, you know. My goal of these types of videos is trying to bring back, yeah, Captain Fruits called the old schoolyard days. I called the simpler times, the days before the internet, where you could just discuss whether a comic is good or not, which character could be who. And yeah, that's about it. So without further ado, grab a cup of tea or some chocolates, whatever you prefer, and enjoy the show. So, what is, yeah, this video is totally unscripted, by the way. But yeah. Werewolf at Night, or in this case, Phasing Out. It's written by Peter David, pencils by Jeff Purves, inks by Mary Severin, lettering by Joe Rosen, I hope I spelled the name correctly, coloring by Clarence Oliver, yeah, Clarence Oliver, yeah, right, and edited by Bobby Chase, and mooned by Tom DeFalco. And yeah, pretty interesting lineup. What, yeah, now we get into the synopsis. So what this basically is all about, I can quickly discuss it. You get to enjoy the wildlife here. The Hulk faces off against a deadly attack, or in this case Joe Fixit, because it's the grey persona of Bruce Banner. Faces a deadly attack in the desert and rescues a friend from danger, all while Bruce tries to navigate his complicated life. And who the friend is, pretty simple. That is, yeah, it was probably the time where Betty was, I think she died, I'm not sure. But it's Marlo Chandler. And yeah, that's about it. But I do like how they incorporate elements of the wildlife in here. And yeah. The first part is good. But now we get to the final verdict, or the good, bad and ugly. And this, well, first of all, the cover looks, yeah, it's typical for that era. Let me say that, and 80s. What I also like is, yeah, the world building in it on the first pages with, yeah, the wolf with the coyote chasing the roadrunner, and unlike. I love how they broke the fourth wall with it. When, yeah, there's no fancy tricks. They just, yeah, goes on the attack. But then we see, yeah, Werewolf at Night chasing them, which is kind of funny. And then he tries to get into into Joe Fixit's head. And yeah, we see a little fight between them. That's unfortunately, it's way too it's way too short because both revert to their natural state. But yeah, I love the role pulling. I liked in the first pages. I like the art style is typical for that era. I love how they connect things with nature and even Native American elements, like here on this page, with the rest of the story. So it's an interesting character moment. Unfortunately, what I didn't like about it, and that's first of all, the fight was way too short. I wanted to see more action, more Hulk either going full on out on a Werewolf at Night, and Werewolf at Night. It was a little too safe in my book. And maybe Joe Fixit turns to a Werehulk or something like that. That would have been awesome. Maybe it will happen in another issue. I don't know. I didn't read that far. Also, the film it was like looking into a mirror, because Hulk originally wasn't green. He actually had a grey form that also transformed at night, but they later changed that. But I would love to have seen more of those kind of things. It's a little more action, and the ending just didn't satisfy me. So we go to the final verdict, and that is the league was mostly positive about it. Let me see that. 66 ratings, which gives me the impression that not many people read it. With an 3.8 average score, mostly positive. And we can go to one of the reviews. Not the biggest fan of this one. Werewolf at Night feels tacked on, like Bob Harris just told Peter David to put him in the issue, and David did so the most basic way possible. The stuff with Hulk starting to exert control over Bruce to get Marlowe back on their lives was interesting, but the way they leave it doesn't work for me. Burr's art is great, I agree. He makes Werewolf look wild. He did. That's one of the good things about it. Another one, this was alright. The script of David is okay. And this is kind of running in place. Trying to resolve the storyline with Marlowe and Joe Fixit. It's kind of hollow and lacks the emotional oomph. It really needs to be more memorable. I agree with that. The art by Pearce is good. I've always felt that Pearce was an underrated artist and most like what he does here. And I said it's like looking into a mirror. But the ending could have been handled better, because it's the build-up is good, but ends in a little bit of a disaster. So for me it gets a 72 out of 100. So not bad, but also not great. Still better than Immortal Hulk. So that's it for this video. This is also one of my, for now, last videos on YouTube, since they're trying to implement an age verification thing that I'm not particularly fan of. So if you don't see me upload this video over there, go to my Odyssey channel for the next couple of videos, because I have a backup channel. And I'm surprised not many people are speaking out against this age verification thing, and the way things like the Online Safety Act and other laws being implemented in the USA and Europe. Not just with payment processors and social media companies, but also with how much the government is trying to get away with. But that's a story for another video. Check out Jaguar issue 2 on Globalcomix, and soon to be 1 and 3 as well. And I see you guys in the next one. Hasta la próxima. For now, goodbye for YouTube, but you can watch the rest on Odyssey. Ja, matane.